Should I accept a role as a technical leader? First and foremost, congratulations on actually getting that job offer. I think that says a lot about you as a software engineer, all the hard work you've put in, and your potential to be a manager. What does a technical leadership role entail? You might have lots of questions. What will the company expect of me? What will my job actually look like? The biggest of all probably is technical leadership for me. So that's what this video is going to cover. So let's start with who should be a technical leader and who shouldn't be. Well, if this is just a step in your career and you think, okay, I've been an individual contributor for so many years and I want to progress, then, think again. Being a technical leader is very different to being an individual contributor. I think there are different types of engineer. You have the coder, who is someone who is really a strong individual contributor, and they can be relied upon to deliver solid features, good code, help with pull requests, things like that. But they might not be people who communicate well. They might not be people who manage well, manage other people, or kind of think about the business. There's the architect role, and the architect is someone who may not actually be a good individual contributor, but they think about systems. And not necessarily who might go and implement that system or parts of the system, but think about architecture diagrams, things like that. That person probably will be a good communicator, given that they have to communicate with different stakeholders, but might not be a good manager. And then you have probably what is most commonly a technical leader, which is probably more of an organizer. So someone who has the technical background, has the technical ability, can navigate any technical situation, but is someone who is a clear communicator. They communicate with lots of different stakeholders, are able to translate business requirements into technical and vice versa, and they're also able to manage teams themselves, timelines, things like that. So, you have to think about yourself. Where do I fit into those roles? What is the kind of company I'm going to be going into? And what will they require of me as a technical leader? Because as I said, different companies might need different sorts of technical leaders at their different stages of growth and different levels. What size of company are you going to be joining, and how mature are they? If you're joining a large company, an established company, or even a mid-sized company, they're probably going to have processes already in place. So those processes, are things like recruitment, onboarding, hiring, performance reviews, annual reviews, things like that. If you're joining a startup, perhaps as a CTO, co-founder, a founding engineer, or even the first technical lead, companies might not have those processes put in place already. So that will be down to you to establish those. Again, it's something to think about. If this is your first technical leadership role, do I have an appetite to do that? You might do, you might not. What kind of team will you be leading? Lots of different kinds of teams. You've got remote teams. Question to ask yourself is, have you ever worked in a remote team before? I'm sure you have, given, COVID and things like that and the way the industry's moved in the last few years. But, are you a clear communicator? If you're working with a team who's completely remote, different time zone to you, if you're not clear in communication, they may waste hours, if not days worth of time because of miscommunication. Is the team you're going to be leading an offshore team? Have you ever considered the fact that perhaps whilst offshore teams, they're very cost efficient and, churn out the code, they might not actually be or feel as responsible or accountable for the system that you're building? Will you be able to call them up on a Saturday or Sunday when things go down? Will they report bugs to you that they see? They might not, depending on the team, and these are definitely things to consider. Is it a team that you'll have to put together from scratch? Does the team even exist? That's also something to think about. If not, then you're going to have to be spending most of the initial few months probably hiring and onboarding. So that's also something to consider. Are you comfortable doing so? Are you comfortable undertaking that recruitment process? Does the team work on a part of the product or system that is outside of your comfort zone? Are you more of a front-end leaning engineer? And the technical leadership role is more to look after back-end or DevOps teams. So to summarize, the best way to alleviate any kind of anxieties or doubts or questions you may have is to simply pick up the phone or write an email to the company that you'll be joining. Ask the hiring manager, perhaps even have a chat with the team and see what they want in a new technical leader. And really figure out, I think the most important thing is if you're a good fit for this kind of technical leadership position. Because as I said, different companies require different kinds of technical leader for different stages of their growth, for different kind of team setups they have. And really the only way to figure out whether this is for you is to ask.
Are you looking to grow your team? Why not give Voliyo a try? Whether it's great engineers, leaders, or just a bit of advice, we're always happy to help.